Most of the time we do the things we like within our means. Some people have more luxuries than others, but they always try to do something that entertains them. But are you sure that what you like to do is productive or has a good impact on you? If you don't know that what you normally do in your daily life is good for you, or if you just want to make sure that what you do has a positive effect on you, this is definitely the video for you. That's why I ask you to stay until the end, because below you will see the top 7 indicators that will ensure that you are on the right track and that a successful life awaits you. Number 7. You usually have few friends, however, you feel very good with them. Normally, we are interested in meeting as many people as possible, which is normal since human beings are social beings. However, most of the time, more than half of the friends you're going to make are not going to have the same goals as you or the same personality as you, therefore they will contribute very little to you. Therefore, the trusted friends that successful people have can be counted on the fingers of one's hands. But does this have any explanation? Well, I am going to demonstrate the explanation to this question with the following example. If you are a person looking for friends or people you want to surround your life, which of the following 2 options would you choose? Option number 1, you will have 10 friends who will go out with you to parties and other types of activities, but they will always judge you every time you do something wrong, and they will not advise you anything so that it does not happen to you again. And because of this, every time you have a problem, you will be afraid to tell them for fear of being judged. Now, option number 2, which is the following. You will have 2 or 3 friends who have similar life perspectives and almost the same tastes as you. But these few friends will never judge you for something wrong that you do, but rather they will help you and advise you to don't let it happen to you again. And thanks to this, you will never be afraid to tell them your problems, because you know that they will always tell you something that will be useful to you. Once you understand the 2 options, do you realize the difference? If so, I want you to leave it in the comments. Number 6. You avoid getting distracted by insignificant things that will not contribute anything to you. What time of your day do you dedicate to social networks? How much importance do you give to other people's teasing about you? Basically, this top refers to the fact that people with high potential for success try to avoid all distractions that are not useful to them. When we refer to the word distraction, thousands of things come to mind, such as going on a family outing, going out to eat with your partner, playing video games with your friends, going out to party, social networks, watching a video on YouTube, among thousands of other distractions. But are they really all good and meaningful for your life? Stop and think for a moment. What is more fruitful for you, going out to eat with your partner or staying at home watching TikTok? The decision is quite clear. Thanks to that example, you can already distinguish a bad distraction from a good one. That said, you can't make the mistake that many people make, which is thinking about eliminating all distractions so they can focus on their work or something they have to do. You should never think about doing something like that. It is always good to disconnect from your work and do something that you like and at the same time brings good things to your life. When you learn to master this trick, you will understand how successful people have such a stable mindset. Number 5. Since your adolescence, you had an interest in your future. Normally in your adolescence, you look for, or were always looking for, something that would entertain you, and entertain you due to the amount of time you had or have. But at that age, it is common for you not to focus on productivity, because you prefer to leave it for when you are older, which is not bad. But then there is the 1% of teenagers who take advantage of their free time during those moments to do productive things, so that magically, that free time that you took advantage of in the past will be time that you will be grateful for in the future. I refer to 1% because there are very few teenagers today who are interested in personal development instead of wanting to party with their school friends. And 100% of the time, these young people are the ones who become successful people the fastest. If you are still a teenager and you are watching this video, I advise you to start getting interested in these topics. You will thank me if you do. Before continuing with the next one, if you like this type of content, subscribe to the channel and leave your like. That would help me a lot. Now let's move on to the next one. Number 4, you have good habits. First of all, what distinguishes a good habit from a bad one? The answer is simple. Bad habits range from nail biting to drug addiction. And all these types of habits will only worsen your quality of life and will make you live a life that you will not be proud of later. For this reason, if you have habits that are completely contrary to the previous ones, such as exercising, eating healthy, waking up early, reading books that you like, it is a good indication that sooner or later you will be very successful, which is why it occupies this relatively high place at the top. Number 3. You tend to base yourself on the experiences of others as well as your own. If you are that person who takes into account the experiences of others and take what is good for you from them, my friend, you will have an interesting future. When you pay attention to the experiences of others, you show that you are worried about not being successful in what you want to do. And that is not a bad or negative thing. On the contrary, if you have these habits, you find out about the mistakes that those people made, or what they did well, so as not to overlook it. And that way, you won't make the same mistakes as others, and you'll be much less likely to fail when push comes to shove. That's one of the tricks that billionaires use. What doesn't work for people, they won't include what they're interested in doing, or they'll try to find out what other people made that mistake. And that is another important thing. You will realize what those people did to make those mistakes and what they did in the things that turned out well. Number 2, you are constantly seeking to exceed your limits. Already almost reaching the top 1, the indicator that almost takes first place is neither more nor less than the following. If you are currently dedicating yourself to something, have you never noticed that you can still improve more at it? If you have had it, I already tell you in advance that you already meet this indicator. Having the constant motivation to improve yourself is a very positive thing worthy of this place on the podium. This attitude means that you always look for which aspect of yourself you can improve, and in this way, you raise your level of development and little by little you achieve success. Because before wanting to improve something that we are interested in optimizing, we must first improve ourselves as people, so that you understand it better. If you are learning to cook and want to improve the flavor and appearance of your dishes more and more, first you are going to improve things about yourself, such as cutting the onions with better technique, controlling the cooking times, improve your techniques with knives, among others. And that way, fixing several small things will ultimately mean a big change in the quality of your food. Do you already understand the importance of this behavior? I hope so. Number 1. Every time you make a mistake, you do everything possible to fix it and learn from it. Finally, it is a definitive indicator that if you fulfill it, it is almost impossible for you not to be successful in life. There is no way to progress faster in life other than learning from your mistakes every time you make one. This behavior will not only make you more successful, it will also make you make fewer and fewer mistakes as you progress through any aspect of life. The importance of this way of being is so great, and at the same time so unknown, that I can assure you that 99% of people who are like this go incredibly far in life and advance at a speed so fast that people of your around will not notice. And if you don't do it yet, I advise you to adopt it now. Trust me. Once you have seen all the indicators from the least obvious to the most obvious, if you met the majority, my friend, continue like this. And if by chance you met a few of them, don't worry, you still have time to change. I recommend the other videos on my channel if personal development is an interest of yours. If you liked the video, don't forget to like and subscribe for more content like this. Thanks for being there until the end.